Hi guys, Marcus here from Phodex Games and welcome to the main menu screen of my upcoming game, Corona Simulator. And before I continue, let me disable the music here so we don't get distracted by that. Now let me tell you that I will postpone the release of the game a little bit because I plan to release it today, but that's not going to work for several reasons. Basically, I just want some additional time for polishing and playtesting, stuff like that, and also I need a little bit more time than expected for implementing the different translations, because as you can see here on the left hand side, the game will be available in German, in English, and in French. Okay, so before I will start a new game and show you the game and tell you a little bit about the game, I would like to talk about why I've created this game, because you may wonder, I'm already busy with creating Raidborn. Why would I create Corona Simulator? Well, there are three main reasons. Let me quickly tell you what the reasons for me were to create this game, and then we can take a look at the game, and I'm really excited to do so. So the first reason for me was that it was just a good way for me to deal with all the coronavirus stuff, you know, while in quarantine. I think it was a cool experience for me to develop this game and just do something different from Raidborn. You know, I really enjoyed the new or the different kind of challenge that game offered, and I also learned a lot about the coronavirus and how governments, different governments in the world handle the situation. The next thing was that I wanted to contribute a little bit to the situation, so I created a special version of the game called Savior Edition, and the 20% of the revenue made with this version will go to the World Health Organization's COVID-19 Solidarity Response Fund. What a name. And yeah, I think it feels really cool to do something useful with this game as a game, or in generally as a game developer, contribute to the situation, because you may think, how can I contribute as a game developer? I'm making games and like the world is in chaos, kind of. What can you do? And I thought, hey, maybe that's a cool idea, you know. That's like the second main reason. There are some small reasons, you know, but just talking about the main reasons here. And the third reason is that I just wanted to release a small game to get some more experience and also to train a little bit for the release of Raidborn, because really Raidborn is a very a project with very high potential, and I don't want to make beginner mistakes when releasing it, because really I have launched one game on Steam, but I didn't do much marketing for it. So with Corona Simulator, I for the first time, for example, wrote a press release, and I really don't want to make mistakes when I release Raidborn. So I think really was a great experience for me to release this game, to learn some new stuff. Also on the game development side, you know, I mean, this game is mainly based on UI. It's a 2D game, so I could learn a lot about UI. And really, it's interesting, and I can make a lot of use of my new experiences in Raidborn, hopefully. Okay, let's start the game. Let's go. And I'm excited. Okay, I would say we will select COVID-19. And by the way, this is the Savior Edition, which has some additional features, like you can change the theme. By the way, here looks a little bit weird here in the main menu. I may change this. This is one of the things that needs some polishing, but generally, as you will see in a second, the game is pretty much done. And with the Save Edition, you also get this last difficulty here, which is COVID X, which is really an extreme challenge. And I am excited how many of you will beat this last virus. Okay, let's go and let's start the game and beat COVID-19. Because really, that was the idea of the game. That you have the control to beat, or that you have the control over the situation and can beat COVID-19 yourself. I mean, you don't have that in real life, obviously. And I really hope that this can give hope and entertainment to people, and that you can just have some fun with the game. Okay, the battle begins. Welcome to the central computer of the Global Pandemic Organization. It is your job to save the world from the deadly coronavirus. The first infections have already been reported. Stabilize the factions and defeat the virus. Good luck. I will have good luck. Thank you. Okay, how to play, we don't need that, but if you're playing the game for the first time, you have that how to play stuff, and you also have tooltips everywhere, like for example here, or here, or here, or here, or here. And you can disable this tutorial at any time, by the way, which is also pretty cool. So if you get annoyed by the start messages, you can just disable them, and they get also automatically disabled when you, after you first seen them. They won't show up again, but if you want to show them up again, just go to the menu and enable tutorials again. Okay, let's start. Okay, let's go to upgrades, where we can, for example, upgrade different kind of resources of a faction, like economy, healthcare, repression, and research. That should actually say science. That's a small issue here. I will fix that later. Okay, let's go to that, which are the global upgrades, which unlock new measures, which we will take a look at in a second. Because what I would like to do is to unlock the health program, invest in a global health program to improve your healthcare, and also unlock the science program, invest in a global science program to accelerate your research, which is very nice. And as you can see, there are a lot of measures you can unlock. But I decided to take that too. Of course, if you have the game, if you play the game, you can do everything. And really, I'm fascinated about how complex this game really is. Although the systems are pretty simple, there are hundreds of tactics you can do. And the one I use, the tactic I use, is by no means the best one. And I'm sure you guys out there will find a better tactic. But yeah, I like to do that because now, most of the factions are still stable, and I like to use that to boost their different kind of resources a little bit for as long as they get infected. But we will see what I mean in a second. So the first infected faction is actually Asia. Well, it says now 0%, but it's basically 0.001, so we will see that rise in a few months, because this is a round-based game. So let's click on measures. And as you can see here, the repression has a negative value. This is like the change per round. It's the rate the repression gets changed every round. So we definitely have a problem with healthcare here. So let's enable the health program and also enable the citizen program. Let's go to Asia. And as you can see, it has a 1% infection rate and a 0.3% death rate. And everything looks pretty cool here. But let's enable the health program and the science program here, because science determines how the cure rate increases per round or per month, and also increases the rate which factions generate upgrade points, which we can then use in the upgrade menu. Okay. Australia, let's enable the health program here as well to stabilize the healthcare. Healthcare is very important, by the way, because it has effect on the death rate. So the higher the healthcare, the lower the death rate, which is of course very good, because if we have a lot of dead people, then all other resources will suffer, because dead people can't work. So this will have a negative effect on economy, which will then have a negative effect on everything else. Okay, let's go to North America and enable the health program there as well. Same goes for South America and Greenland. And here I would also like to enable the science program where possible. Australia, yeah, I can need some science. And Europe can also need some science. Okay. It looks pretty good. I think it's basically a good idea in this game to stabilize your resources early on, and then later you will have the game will be a little bit easier, because if you don't do that, it can get pretty hard. This game can get pretty hard in the end. So let's continue. And here are the route statistics, where you can see an overview over all of your different factions. For example, here in Asia, we see that economy is 3, and that is like the value it changes per round. Okay, let's close this. As you can see, the first round, there are no deaths, there are no infections, of course, because nothing really happened. Okay, status in Africa has changed. The state in Africa has changed. The status of the faction is now considered unstable. Okay. Well, that's not really a surprise. I mean, let's stabilize this a little bit. Let's upgrade the healthcare of Africa. And by the way, repression, economy, and healthcare are the essential resources. And if they are 0, then this this faction here descends into anarchy. So it's basically gets disabled. You can't really interact with it anymore. The only one that's not essential is the research. Okay, so let's see what we can do. I would say what I always like to do is to stabilize already stable nations so that they get even stronger and later can help other factions to also make it through. So let's upgrade, better said, North America a little bit. Healthcare and economy, that gets stronger. And yeah, it looks pretty cool. I forgot something. In Asia, because as you can see, we already have some infected people. So let's do something against this. Let's enable the curfew. A curfew would be an effective measure to reduce the infection rate, but it would also restrict the lives of the population. Well, they don't like it, but I do like it because it will increase the infection rate. And let's enable the citizen program because, as you can see, you basically trade economy for to get repression. So let's prohibit events and close border. That's a little bit too much. Okay, I think that should be okay for the start. So let's continue here. And as you can see now, the death and the total death and infection value shows some values. So far only Asia is infected, like in the reward. Everything started in Asia. And yeah, let's continue here. As you can see, the cure is already researched by 9%. As you can see here, when it reaches 50% and 100%, then it activates special virus control measures, as it says here. Okay, what shall we do next? I think maybe let's unlock a new measure. Masks, cloth, industry program. Let's give our population some masks. Okay, let's go to Asia and enable the masks. The problem is, I think I should now it's better. I just disabled the science program. I mean, Asia cannot afford this anymore because I have to do some measures so we can turn the infection rate down a little bit. So, okay, let's continue. Everything looks good. Let's continue. Oh, corona infection in Africa. Corona infection was detected in Africa. You should start taking measures. I will. Let's enable curfew here as well. Prohibit events. And okay, that's not going to work. But let's just use our upgrade point to increase the repression of Asia by distributing important information about the coronavirus to the local population to increase the repression rate and capacity of the faction. Let's do this. And now everything seems very silent, you know. It's nearly relaxing, and I think this will change maybe in a few rounds. Now it looks good. But you know, the cool thing is, I think, which makes the game really interesting is that as you're in the count of your infected, or the percentage of infected population and the percentage of decreased population grows, your resources rates decrease. And that makes it really, really thrilling in the end game of this game. But yeah, let's just continue. Maybe we'll see that. What you will see what I mean. Generally, I'm really okay. Corona infection in Australia. Interesting. Here is the first event. So we can make a decision here. A celebrity in Asia denies the virus. Okay. Celebrity in Asia denies the existence of the coronavirus and wants to go to court. We can silence him or we can ignore him. I would say, I think I will just ignore him, because here you can see a preview of what's going to happen. If I silence him, then locally in Asia, I will get a boost for my repression, but all weak factions will, the repression rate will decrease. By the way, this doesn't show how much it will change. It just is a rough estimate of what's going to happen. Okay, so let's do this, because I don't want all weak factions to lose repression. So when we have +7 repression, so I think that's no problem at all. But yeah, what I want to say is that I'm pretty, I didn't expect when I first created the game that this gets so complex, and that this game has such nice dynamics. Really, like there are so many things you can do. Like you can, for example, focus on healthcare, that the death rate is low, and then you get more infected people, of course, because you don't have the resources to enable measures maybe, but that doesn't really matter because people won't really die, and you can just focus on finding a cure, and with the cure you can later decrease the infection rates, or you can decrease it below 0. But you can only do that with the cure, basically. And so you can just like try to survive by just pushing your healthcare rates and stuff like that. Or you can just pushing economy, for example, which affects everything else, which also affects your research rate. And you can try to get the cure as fast as possible, and so on and so forth. Really a lot of options you have here. But let's continue playing the game. Looks everything very cool. You can also use the overview at every time. And here we can see nice overview over all your factions. And you can see Africa, for example, the different rates, the different values of the resources, and also the percentage of the infected and the dead, and also the rates in brackets here. But everything looks pretty cool. I think I should use my upgrade point maybe. Let's upgrade. Let's use propaganda. We should maybe read that. Okay, no. It stands here as well, I think. Propaganda. Use the media infrastructure to spread information about the virus. Okay, let's apply this to Africa, maybe? No. To Australia and to Asia. Okay, Asia can't really afford it. But maybe, wait. Okay, that doesn't work. Okay. Maybe that? No. Oh, that does work. Okay, let's continue. Okay, as you can see, we have 39 million deaths and 87 million infections. And as I said before, I think this is of course completely exaggerated, you know, because the game wouldn't be challenging if those death and infection rates would be realistic, you know, because you can only lose the game by either the whole population is dead, or all factions are disabled because they have no resources anymore. So I needed to increase those values to extreme value, basically. Okay. Celebrity in Asia denies virus. Although the lawsuit was dropped, many fans of the celebrity still stand on his side and are against the government. And as you can see now, wait. Okay, corona infection in Europe. As you can see now, if I click on Asia, we have this red indication here, and if I hover over it, it says events having a negative effect on the resource, and that is the event we just had. And as you can see now, repression is a negative value, and this will stay for a few rounds now. Okay, let's do something against the virus here. Okay, doesn't work that well. I think I should boost. It looks very well. The science should be boosted a little bit. Okay, yeah, that will work. Okay, nice. Corona infection in South America. Okay, let's do something against it. Oh, new event. Europe wants to offer humanitarian aid. The government of Europe proposes to provide humanitarian aid to economically weak nations. Okay, I got it. Whew, that was tight. Okay, Europe simply can't afford such aid package. I think I will do that, just to support the weak factions a little bit, because Europe is very strong, and you know what I'm gonna do? It just will upgrade that. By the way, sorry that I can't perfectly read. English is still a foreign language for me, so yeah, Humanitarian aid is really pretty difficult word, honestly. Okay, let's continue here, and let's boost the repression, not impression, repression of Asia. Looks pretty cool, I think. Yeah, I'm happy. So let's just move on. Europe wants to offer humanitarian aid. The aid package helps them stabilize their situation. Asia wants to loosen restrictions. Asia believes it makes sense to loosen the restrictions a bit to get the economy going again. Reject, approve. Ease restrictions to boost the economy. I don't think I'm gonna do... I will do it, actually. I will do that because our economy is weak. And by the way, I think I won't play through the whole game because, you know, this would take like maybe additional like 30 minutes or something like that, or 20, I don't exactly know. But yeah, I just wanted to show you the game quickly, that you know what you're getting next Friday. Maybe I will also make another video where I do a whole playthrough. I really just wanted to show you the game, tell you the news and stuff like that. But I think I will end this video here. And if you want to find out more, just check out the website and just visit the links in the description. And it would really be fantastic for if you would wishlist the game, if you would take a look at the links and stuff. Not only to support Phodex Games, but also to help raising some money for the World Health Organization, COVID-19 Solidary Response Fund. What a name, really, what a name. Yeah, I really hope you will enjoy the game, and I will send it out to the playtesters very soon, because I've, you know, some of you, I offered you to test the game, and I will send it out to you very soon. But yeah, just want to show you the game. You haven't seen like the dynamics and stuff yet, but you can find that out by just getting the game when it's going to be released. So I really hope you're fine, you and your families are fine. Stay safe, stay cool, and see you next week.